son.
You're welcome.
He got it. All righty, now we're rolling. Wait, I need that back.
Oh, nice.
How do you think I'm going to stop the recording? By giving it a dirty look?
I mean, that's usually how you accomplish all your other goals.
Well, yeah, I know, it's true. It's very true. The kid's not wrong.
I never really am, often at least. Yeah.
Ooh, now you're getting a little too cocky. No with that. Anyway, yes, the record button would not work for me. It seems to be a problem from time to time. Life goes on. Good evening. Welcome to Pound Posse Presents. This is live TV. It's always good for a little something every here and there. And, you know, once again, tonight, there's your little something. Hopefully everything else will go fairly smoothly and we won't have any more interruptions. But then again, you know, I'm sure you guys are all getting a little chuckle out of that. So I'm here to entertain. Yes, I am. Anyway, it is June 9th, and it is Johnny Depp's birthday, which is a beautiful thing. My favorite captain, Jack Sparrow. Funny enough, he and I are the same age. Go figure. He's just almost a month. Oh, yeah, he's a little bit more than a month older than me. It's all good. Anyway, so happy birthday, Jack Sparrow. And, you know, it's funny. The year goes by so quickly. I can't believe that it is, you know, almost the middle of June. We wish the time away. Oh, you know, it's cold and it's snow and this and that. I wish it was better weather and we could start getting out and doing events. And then, of course, you know, I hate to leave my house, but that's another story. But I love to go to events and get to hang out with my friends and see all my favorite dogs. And that was what happened last Sunday, was Jameson's Jubilee. And of course, thank you. I was going to meet Sherry at our usual spot and had car trouble, had to turn around. Thank you, Sherry, for coming to get me. And there is Sherry with Jake. We always kid around that he's a boob man, and he certainly is, because look at that picture. But anyway, there they are after they had their little makeout session. And, you know, they have a thing, and it's all good. You know, Juno's mom has posted on their page about Jake's little obsession, and it's true. There I am with Hudson the Railroad Puppy's Auntie Ellen. I love me some Ellen. She's so sweet, and she's such a good-hearted person, and it's great to get to see her whenever, you know, Hudson comes to an event. There I am with a little Juno time. Gotta love my little Juno. I feel like I don't hold her enough anymore, but, you know, I actually got to hold every member of the attending pack personnel, and it was cool. Sherry and I with Juno, the diva. And that's the first time I think I ever took a picture holding Jake. And look where his paw is. So, yeah, he's just a little crazy, and it's all good. But, you know, I was like, yeah, you know, I was holding him earlier, and so, you know, I never took a picture holding Jake. So let's do that. And there we are now. And this is Paris. This is the newest addition to the pack. This poor dog, she's so needy around people. She wants to be held. She wants to be next to you. She wants to be pet. And the sad part of it all was that she was abandoned, apparently. And, you know, how do you abandon a dog that's like kind of a little neurotic? It's not right. Maybe you couldn't deal with her neuroses, but it's, you know, not the way to go about it. And of course, here is the group photo, and I'm going to tell you, there were so many wonderful people there. You know, there was, of course, Jameson and his mom, who've seen on the show. There was Juno's place, and in this picture, I'm holding Scout. Thank you. You know, Juno's place, Hudson the Railroad Puppy, little Oliver, who's been on the show, Hudson, who's been on the show too. Kane's Crusade was there. Amy Sornberger, who does this really awesome paw print with paint of your dog, and you can do it with, you know, your hand print and the dog's paw print, and you can do a lot of really cool things. She sets up a booth. It's amazing. And one of my other favorites, Amy Desmarais, was there with her Seeger, and somebody is decided to call me, and I'm not so sure why nobody understands that I'm on the air at this hour, but it is what it is. So yeah, there are so many people that it's just really good to see, and I have to give a special thanks once again to the stranger who helped me out there. Sherry won in the raffle this fire pit, and everybody walked away and left me standing there holding Jake and with the fire pit, because Sherry was going to get somebody to carry it, but you know, really, everybody left me there, and I had the feeling they were just going to leave me there. So I started pushing it with my foot, and some guy was really very sweet. His girlfriend's like, "Go help her," and he did. He picked it up and he carried it back to where we were hanging out, which was Juno's tent. So whoever you are, you know, who was that masked man and all that, you were definitely a hero, because I don't know how long they would have left me standing there like that. So yeah, a good time was had by all. And again, you know, thank you for Sherry for come getting me, because I almost could have got stuck. I didn't, but you know, it was a little scary. I can't catch a break with a vehicle, and you know, that's just my personal story. But yeah, it was a great day, and I got my Hudson bangle, so thank you to Ellen and Amy and Hudson and Rich, and that was a very nice thing to have. So there we have it. And for those of you who didn't see when Jameson was on the show, that big blue truck is a truck that his mom bought and redid, and she does dog treats out of it. She does homemade dog treats out of it, which is really cool. It's like a big ice cream truck for dogs, only it's treats. All right, so moving right along. I'll take the camera back. Yeah, it's live TV, yay! So anyway, there's a couple of lost dogs that I would like to bring your attention to. One of them is in West Hartford. There's a dog named Violet. Cue the dog. Yeah, there we go. Now, Violet is lost. She is a breed that you don't see every day. She's a Borzoi, and that is basically a Russian wolfhound. They're beautiful dogs. They have like that greyhoundy kind of chesty body, but like obviously longer hair, the long nose. They're absolutely gorgeous. She's been missing since May 27th and has been seen, and she's pretty much headed into Newington. The family is absolutely devastated, and they've been reaching out for help, you know, trying to get sightings of her. You know, she's very skittish and shy, so if you do see her, it's best not to make contact, but make specific note of where she was seen. And you know, pictures always help in that situation. If you can snap a picture of her, of any lost dog, that gives some sort of an indication of exactly where it was, like a marker, or you know, even if you snap the picture of the dog and then turn around and take like a street sign or something to give the proximity of exactly where it was, because you know, there's nothing worse than saying, hey, I saw your dog, and where was it? It was kind of here or kind of there, and you know, you could be way off in where you saw it, and you know, sometimes you really need to be on the exact path. So pictures do help. So anyway, please, with any sightings, call the owner right away, and the number is 860-833-2188. Once again, that's 860-833-2188. And there is another dog here in Waterbury, Sweet Pea. She is a tiny 8-pound Chihuahua who has been missing in Waterbury since May 4th. She went missing in the Waterville Street, Chase Avenue area. Her family is also devastated and offering a reward for her safe return. Sweet Pea is about 7 years old. She's brownish red with white on her chest, and she needs medication. So 203-887-6087 is the number, 203-887-6087. And again, you know, the same rules will apply if you happen to see her. Try to get a picture of her, try to get where she is, you know, an exact location. You know, never chase a dog who's lost. Don't make contact. You know, most of the time, unless they're coming right to you, and, you know, if a dog's been lost for any length of time, that's usually very unlikely. You don't want to scare it away and make it run. You want to try to keep it in an area where it's been spotted, because that ultimately makes it easier for someone to come out and, you know, try to get to it. So you also need to remember, and you know, you guys, you can flip back and forth between these two pictures if you want, so nobody has to look at me any more than they have to. Please remember, if you find a dog, it is not yours to keep or to give away. You must contact your local animal control. And, you know, if you're in a border area, you really should contact the ones in the surrounding areas. You know, you never know what the story is behind a dog that you see that's lost, or that you can find and pick up and get your hands on. You know, you need to contact the animal control, because that's the first place that people who are looking for a dog are going to go. And you may have to turn the animal in, and you know, that's pretty much the law. Sometimes a little immediate networking can find the owners without having to bring the animal to the pound, but that's not always the situation. You know, if you're someone who's connected to the lost and found pages, Facebook, the neighborhood community pages, you know, you may be able to go in and just take a look and see if someone's posted the dog that you found. And, you know, lo and behold, there'll be some contact information. Yep, that's my dog. Okay, I'll meet you. And everybody's happily ever after. But that's not always the case. And, you know, sometimes the pounds will allow the finder to foster the dog, to hold on to it, to see if anybody claims it. But, you know, if the owner's located, you really must, you must surrender the dog. I mean, that has to be the intention all along, not like, oh, we got attached to it, so now the owner can't have it. That's not the way that goes. You know, not every pet wandering the streets is unwanted or dumped. And often there are people who are inconsolable by the loss of a beloved family member. So, you know, you really have to do the right thing. You can't assume that because the dog is wandering, it's not missed, and it doesn't belong home, and it doesn't have a loving home just because it got lost. Sometimes stupid things happen, and, you know, people are kicking themselves over the fact that it happened, and they just want their pet back. I read a story about a Pomeranian who was gone for 16 and a half months, and the family was able to get it back because the dope who had it was trying to sell it on Craigslist. So go figure. The person actually paid to get their dog back, but they got their dog back. And, you know, at 16 years old or 15 years old or however long old, this was a really old dog, you know, they're making up for lost time. But anyway, it can happen that things happen, and, you know, people just want their dogs back, and they'll go through any lengths to get them back. Also, and I'll take the camera back, if you see that there's a lost pet in your area, you know, you start seeing signs, you see, you know, Facebook notifications or whatever it is, you know, as always, if you can offer your time to help put up signs, that takes such a tremendous burden off of the owners, you know, because they can't be everywhere. And, you know, they're trying to, just like everybody else, you know, you're trying to do your life, you're trying to look for your dog, you're trying to put up signs. You know, it's overwhelming to think, you know, you have a pile of signs, you got to do this, you got to do this all by yourself. Yeah, you have some friends, but, you know, with a little bit of an army, and it takes a village, you can make such a difference. So really, all you have to do is call the number that's posted and say, hey, look, I see your signs. Don't try to make it sound like you have their dog, because that's going to be the first thing. But, you know, hey, look, I see your signs. Do you need any help hanging posters? You know, I'm free on such and such a day. You know, the owner should supply the posters unless you want to be generous and print your own. But it makes such a big difference. You know, I remember a number of years ago, there was a dog that somebody asked me to help the owner find, and, you know, the guy was like out there by himself in the heat trying to hang up his signs, and, you know, he was just defeated. And, you know, to have somebody reach out to him and bring an army together to help him, you know, walk around and hang the signs and just like be the wind beneath his wings, it made a huge difference for him. And you know, it's I'm sure it's the same going to be for the same for anybody. So if you can volunteer your time, by all means, please do. It does. It makes a huge impact on you know, letting people focus on the search for their dog. So anyway, again, rolling right along, I'm going to talk about a dog named Rose. And hold on this picture for a while until I tell you otherwise, please. This picture has pretty much been viral. It's sad because this poor dog for 4 years, all she's had is her bowl. You may have seen me on the news this week, and I was representing Desmond's Army, our former guest and one of my dear friends, who is, you know, co-founder and president of Desmond's Army, was contacted because the news wanted to interview someone from Desmond's Army in this area, and she, you know, good old Zilla / Robin / all the other names that I call her, reached out to me and asked me to go represent. So, you know, I donned my purple shirt and I went and did the right thing. Yeah, I know I wore purple, but I wore it proudly. And I did the interview. And, you know, although they cut out a lot of what I said, you know, it was, I made a point anyway in the story. And, you know, that's what I was there to do, again, on behalf of Desmond's Army. So Rose is a dog who has been in the Waterbury Pound for 4 years, a little over 4 years, 4 years plus. And her story is a really sad one because she's been there without contact for all this time. And, you know, there's a lawsuit, there's a movement, there's a lot of concern over her well-being. There's a lot of things going on publicly and underneath, you know, the surface. And it's a situation that, yes, I was aware of, but I have to say that some situations I take a step back from for personal reasons, for maybe many reasons, but this has been one of them. You know, again, aware of it, but it wasn't until recently that there's been a lot of attention drawn to her plight. There's been, you know, Facebook posts and news articles, and it's gaining national attention. And, you know, I certainly don't present myself as being, you know, on the front lines or involved in any way. Again, I made a news interview on behalf of Desmond's Army, who was asked for, you know, their opinion, and I was sent as a representative. Rose definitely does need your support. You know, there is a kill order, and, you know, until she's like out of the building, if that can happen, she's not safe. And there are many things that the people who are supporting her are asking you to do, and you can put up that red picture now. There's many people who you can contact, you know, the city officials, organizations that, you know, they would like to see get involved. There's a rescue who is in New York who is willing to take her, and if she is deemed unadoptable, they will sanctuary her. You know, like I said, there's a whole lot going on, and she definitely deserves the support to be released to this rescue. You know, she's gonna go crazy if she's not halfway there, or more than halfway there now. So absolutely check her out. Her Facebook page is Justice for Rose. And, you know, in a situation like this, it's heartbreaking. Like I said, I step back from some situations, but the bottom line is that it's not about the people, it's about the animals, you know. So again, for personal reasons, whatever the case may be, I may not become actively involved, but, you know, I'll never remove a tag if somebody tags me. You know, if somebody reaches out to me to ask what's going on or an opinion, or can I air them, or can I do a story, I don't turn that kind of thing down, but I don't, you know, I keep a professional distance, let's put it that way. But yes, if you are enraged by this situation, I fully encourage you to get involved, because, you know, no dog should be living the existence that she's living. Alrighty, so moving right along. Oh wait, do I have the purple shirt picture? Yeah, okay, before I move right along, that's me and Carmen Chow, who was the reporter who interviewed me. We did it in front of the Waterbury Town Hall, City Hall, whatever you call it. And there I am rocking my purple shirt. I had to have a picture for posterity because, you know, I was on official business and representing. So there we are. All right, now we're moving right along. And I would like to introduce you to Shorty. Oh, what was that? That was ugly. All right, look at this face. Look at those eyes. I want to kiss them all, but I want to reach out and just like smooch his face and hug him, and, you know, oh, he's gorgeous. He's about 2 years old, killer good looks, and described as loving, affectionate, well-trained, a little goofy, great with other dogs and people of all ages. He is with the Westport Animal Shelter, and if you are interested in, oh my God, I can't even stand it, like the one ear up, the one ear down, I just want to scoop him up and like make him my own. Good with other dogs, good with, you know, people of all ages. How much more could you even possibly ask for? Anyway, if you're interested, you can call 203-557-0361. Once again, that's 203-557-0361. I can't stand how gorgeous he is. All right, so next up we've got King. And King is another handsome hunk. He is at the East Haven Animal Shelter. His owner became ill and could no longer care for him. And, you know, we're seeing so much of that, you know, people, you know, older people getting ill and, you know, younger people getting ill. It's got to be heartbreaking not to be able to care for your dog anymore and to have to give them up. But anyway, King is now, you know, about a year old and looking for a home. And, you know, he looks like a sweetheart. Look at the blurry tail. I mean, he's just standing there all happy, wagging his tail. His owner said that he was good with other dogs, and he was okay passing the cats at the shelter, but apparently from their post, they'll be rechecking all that. King is very energetic and will need lots of exercise, and a home with another active dog would be the best thing for him. You know, that is true of a lot of dogs, you know, the young active ones. To get, you know, a dog with matched energy, you know, then they can knock themselves out. If you have a yard that they can play in, definitely becomes a beautiful thing. So anyway, if you are interested in King, you can call 203-468-3249. Once again, that's 203-468-3249. And I'll tell you, these two guys, you can go flip back and forth for a second. I mean, these two guys are just such hunks, and, you know, they're such good dogs, and they definitely need homes. You know, good with other dogs. How much better than that can you get? Because, you know, so many of these poor dogs are niche adoptions, and they need to be onlys. Here, I'm giving you easy ones. So please, people, scoop them up, and, you know, you'll never be sorry. And I'll take the camera back. You know, I always make sure I bring this point home, and that is that summertime is the slowest time for adoptions in all shelters, not just, you know, not just any particular area. You know, people are on vacation, people want their time to go away and to do things, and the kids are home, and they don't want to commit to having a new pet and having to go through, you know, that transitionary getting to know you kind of thing and training and all that. More dogs die in the summertime because nobody's interested and the shelters still fill up. You know, just because adoptions slow down doesn't mean the intake does. So if you're even on the fence, if you're beginning to think about, you know, adopting a dog, do it, because you're saving lives. And, you know, you're not just saving the life of the dog you adopt, you're saving the life of the next dog who's coming in that will take that dog's place. You know, it's definitely like a revolving door situation, but it certainly, it has that trickle effect. You know, you save one, you really save two. Shelters are only good for keeping a dog for so long, and many of them, once there are the space constraints, they start to kill them, folks. That's going to be what happens. So, you know, don't wait till fall. Don't put it off. You know, there's your convenience or a dog's life. That's the way you got to look at it. You know, which one is, you know, more important to you. A lot of us inconvenience ourselves for dogs every day, and so it's nothing new. And it's just, you know, a lifestyle adjustment like anything else, and you'll get used to it. So anyway, I am going to say peace, love, and dogs. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and good night.